really important that we begin to change the mindset of young people to know that your vote counts.
They don't understand that the legislative arm of government is actually a co-equal arm of government.
We have an incredible amount of potential.
Whatever it is I was doing, because of my personal DNA, it had to be of an international standard.
Which is what, seriously speaking, is all about. Yes, this is Seriously Speaking, and I'm doing this today because I must remind you that whatever we discuss on this show, whether it's food, whether it's fashion, whether it's politics, it's serious business. And now, it's just a few weeks to Christmas, and you're wondering, what am I going to do before that time? I don't have time to shop. The good thing about my guest today is that she's doing something she's very well known for, changing the game and turning things around when it comes to planning events. She's my friend, she's my sister, she's all of those things, but she's a perfectionist who is putting together some very interesting thing that will show you the best of Nigerian food and the best of event planning. If you don't go away, you'll get to meet my guest in a short while. Yes, Yewande Zaccheaus. We always go back and forth on how to spell that name. You know Yewande? I mean, oftentimes Zaccheaus.
Zaccheaus?
I have to remind myself, you know.
There have been so many different versions of it.
Yeah, but it's nice to have you on the show again. You know, I have you on my promo.
Yes.
From the last time you were here.
Yes, I can see my face flashing through there.
And they say, is it because she's our friend? Why is she coming to her show? But seriously, I mean, if you're doing something great, why not share with other people?
Thank you,
And
Adesuwa.
why I find it interesting is you're doing something, when you started event planning 13 years ago, yes. I mean, it was like, that's not a job people want to do.
Yes.
You know, what's that?
What's that?
You know, now there's so many event planners.
Of course.
Right. But you are turning things around again with what you're doing. But I mean, let me start by asking you about the Game Changer Award you received recently.
Yes.
How did that come about?
That was a wonderful surprise, actually. I was actually on holiday. I wasn't even in Lagos, and somebody called me and said they'd seen my name in the papers, and I had been awarded the This Day Award for being a game changer in the event planning space. I was totally humbled, but also very, very happy, because it's great to be recognized in your own country, because as you know, I had received the iWork Award in 2011. So it was a very pleasant surprise.
And you received my award too, before anybody started giving you award.
Exactly.
Today's woman had recognized you.
Yes, as the matriarch of events planning.
The young matriarch for that matter, because it's like it's to you others look up. That's why we give you that award, the matriarch of events planning.
Yes.
So, I mean...
It's a wonderful honor.
Yeah, and I'm surprised at the tons and tons of awards that are coming after that. When you got the Game Changer Award, you were already working on this thing, about flavors and Fiesta and things like that.
Exactly.
Did they have a sneak preview of it, or what happened?
Nobody knew anything about it as of then. I mean, that was in August. It was actually...
That was in August 2015
that the award, the This Day Award came, yes. We'd actually started thinking about planning this event as early on in the year. You know, the beginning of this year, things were very quiet.
When you say we, let me tell people again, it's eventful. This is the MD, CEO, founder of Eventful Limited.
Thank you, Adesuwa. It was a very quiet time for most people, for most businesses, and particularly for events, because of all the uncertainty around the elections.
Absolutely.
So it sort of gave me time. I began to think, okay, what's the proverbial next level for this company? We started off the corporate and retail events planner. We moved into the events venue space, as you know. We managed 2 event venues, the City Hall for Lagos State, as well as Harbour Point. But, I tend to get restless, and I began to wonder, I need to do something more. I need to do something different. And I've always thought that I should begin to own my own events rather than just wait for people to invite me to plan their events. And I had clearly in my mind, I want to do a festival or fair of some sort, and I'd like to have a conference. And I thought, okay, if I start with the fair, what would it be about? And it was clear to me, it should be about food and drink.
Why?
Because whatever event you're planning, whether it's a corporate event and whether it's a personal event, there will always be food and drink at the end of the day. Yeah. So our events really, food and drink, food and beverage is the crux of our event. So I thought, why not have a food and beverage fair, the type they have abroad, all ramifications, and we began to plan the...
If anything at all, what's the biggest thing about this next step you're taking? You understand, you said you're never afraid when you start to think, but when you want to do,
Yes.
Then you start to ask yourself, how do you overcome that?
I think the biggest thing about it is that, when you plan events, people bring their money to you. So they say to you, Eventful, I'd like to do this, and they give you the money. But for the first time, we had to look for the money to plan this event. So we had to look for sponsors. I mean, right now, we've spent a lot of our own money because, we had to start paying for things, way back because we've got celebrity chefs coming in from South Africa. We need to make the payments in advance for things like that. And so it has actually been the journey of fundraising. Even for me, in all the NGOs I work, I tend to veer away from fundraising. I'm the logistics person. I don't want to be the one asking for money.
Wimbiz, for example.
No, I do logistics for Wimbiz. I run from the fundraising. But this time I have had to raise the funds. And it hasn't been easy because it's a difficult terrain right now economically. But, I really want to just thank First Bank, OGAS, because we'll be using their gas for the cooking.
Go ahead.
Yes, let me thank them, because if not for them, I wouldn't be sitting here.
And it's true, and they might decide to come and sponsor the show after watching this.
Yeah, very, very good.
So I'm going to take a little break, so that we can at least run one commercial to let people go and vote for something or whatever. And then I'll bring your partners on this to talk about this.
Excellent.
So thanks. We got to go now. We'll be back.
Thanks, Adesuwa.
I guess we let the cat out of the bag already. We're talking about the Fiesta of Flavours between the 2nd and the 6th of December. You better follow those rules and go and do your nominations or plan how you're going to do it. But I have with me, in our panel segment, 2 people who are key to this activity besides Yewande Zaccheaus. I have Tiyan Alile. It's nice to have you live on set too. Because Tiyan writes now creates, I don't want to call it write, you're creating those fantastic recipes for TW magazine right now.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you. And I have Omorinsojo Akinnola. How would I describe you to this project, actually?
Creative director, media consultant, just general creative.
You see the general dog's body? Because
General creative
Much more than Dog's Body.
helper.
She brings the youthfulness to the,
Yes.
to the Fiesta
Yes.
brand. Yes,
I'm
that's
kind
what
of the
it is.
second generation.
Because when Yewande was talking about, social media, all those things,
Yeah.
who's going to do the social media? You?
You can be sure. But you know what? I've learned so much about social media on this
Yes.
journey. So honestly, that's one excellent plus for me.
on this journey.
yes.
Now, tell me, for you, what's the main thing, what's the most important thing about the journey to Fiesta of Flavours, and what do we expect to see?
The most important thing about the journey for me has been really harnessing all the most interesting things that we can find about Nigerian food, or what people are doing about Nigerian food. I just find it so exciting that, it's not just your basic fast food anymore. Nigerians are doing fantastic things with food. I'm probably not allowed to name brands, but I went somewhere over the weekend, a new kind of ice cream parlor. I just couldn't believe it. I could be anywhere in the world. It's like when I go to the UK or anywhere I go for the summer and I enter a place, and it's an experience.
You had this idea. Did you have to research, so how am I going to do this?
No, what it is you have an idea, you have this vision, and you know that, I'm not going to be able to execute this alone. So I heard about Chef Tiyan, and when I met her, she had just come back from...
Zanzibar International Culinary Festival. I was
and she was
invited
like-
to South Africa to demo Nigerian food.
She was like, this is it. You're
Just
going
take a
to
break,
have
take a
this.
break. I have to demo Nigerian food.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sure I'm going to take a clip of one food she made for us on TW magazine.
Yes.
I said, Tiyan, is this... It was supposed to be pounded yam and vegetable soup, but it looked like rolled...
Oh, that's the point. Creativity. You will not recognize moi moi or eforiru after Fiesta of Flavors. It will come to you in so many different ways.
Unfortunately, I have to go. But the thing I would say is that these young people, without them, I don't know. Assures us the future is great because the team...
They have brought youthfulness back into my own life as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope our viewers who are watching will take advantage of that, because I will. At least the high tea. I won't miss it for
I
nothing.
told you my friends are going to
I'm
go for the
going to
high
go
tea.
for that one for sure.
So December
and maybe
4th to
ask
6th.
my husband to take me out on Friday evening.
Yes, now, yes.
So December 4th to 5th, don't forget.
sixth.
We're going
For
to
3 days.
4 to 6. The whole of the
Friday,
weekend.
Saturday, Sunday, yes.
Okay, so I may see some of you there.
Please
but I'll
check our
certainly see you
website.
there.
Check our website.
There we
Everything is
go.
there.
I'm
All
giving
the
you
details.
now. Don't worry. There we go. Go to the website.
Very proud of our website. We're always talking about it.
www.
fiestaofflavors.com.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you,
I wish you all the
Adesuwa.
best. See you,
you so
on
much.
Friday. That's how it's been on the show today. Remember, 4th to 6th, the Fiesta of Flavours shall be happening right here in Lagos. And I'll probably see you there. But for now, I'll see you next week.